Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. The stream crashed. I had to redo a stream again. I don't know what kind of problems the stream was having, but it was acting crazy, doing all kind of stuff. So I do apologize for the technical difficulties of the stream crashing. This is your NXT May the 26th, 2026 watch along results. You new to the channel, subscribe, turn on bell notifications, make sure you share the stream, let everybody know I'm live for NXT. Even though I should be already watching the show, but like I said, I had an extreme crash. I mean, there was nothing I can do about that outside of redoing a stream. So let's go ahead and try this again. Now, warning, when I cut on the VPN, when I go to the server and stuff, the darn audio is going to come off on its own. It shouldn't be doing it. I don't know why it does that. Oh, if y'all didn't hear it the first time, I'll mention it the second time. This will be the last time I mention this. I already shared my NXT watch along to Twitter X, the YouTube community tab, and Facebook. So if y'all can share the stream and spread the word, let people know that I'm live for NXT season 20, episode 21. That would be great. I really appreciate it. I did not know tonight was going to be like this. I thought everything was going to go smoothly tonight until that crash happened on the stream. I hate when my stream crashes, dude. I hate that. It fucking gets me frustrated, dude. They probably rushed that match between Kelani Jordan and Wren Sinclair because it's for the Speed Women's Championship, obviously. They probably rushed this show tonight. I don't know what's coming in bothering me today. I ain't move for all that. So we got Kelani Jordan versus Wren Sinclair in the WWE Speed Women's Championship match that kicked off NXT tonight. Is Netflix gonna let me see the match? I mean, Jesus. Help me get these views up too, dog. Help me out, man. Help me out tonight. Please help me out tonight. Cause after that stream crashed, my mood completely changed. Like completely changed. She's trying to separate that hand of Kelani Jordan. Kelani Jordan trying to claw to the to the rope, try to break it up, get out of it. All right, man. What we got? What we got. Is NXT going to be a solid low B minus show, or is it going to be a solid mid B show? I think it's going to be more of a solid mid B show tonight. I think I mean, at the end of the night, at the end of the day, it's still going to deliver tonight. They got a stat card. You know what I'm saying? They just got to not rush things. That's the one thing they do. They rush stuff on here. They got the talent. They got to make sure they're writing, booking, and creatives on point. If they want to generate and sign more talent. Damn. Darn, this show started fast too. This show going fast as a motherfucker. Is it me or has NXT been rushing these shows, man, tonight? So far. So far, it's just been everything just been rushed. Kelani Jordan trying to tear the leg of Wren Sinclair, or the foot of Wren Sinclair. She's trying to injure the ankle. Darn, they got the speed tournaments already coming up next. I ain't gonna miss it though. I'm slightly late because of the crash. But I need y'all here tonight, man. For real. Like I said, this match, the NXT Women's Championship match, and Charlie Dempsey versus Dorian are going to be probably match highlights of the night. I mean, those are the matches that people are going to want to tune into more. And Nathan Frazier versus Romeo, maybe. We know Nathan Frazier is one of the fastest high flyers in the company. She hits the butterfly. Well, I thought it was a butterfly suplex. It looked like it, but it wasn't. Oh, man. All right, audience are not even here. We had 2 or 3 people in here, man. Come on, y'all. Support the IWN family community, man. And we need some likes on the streams. I don't see none. I'm getting very upset here. I know y'all better than this. You gotta prove me wrong. Right down to that knee. She was doing a one of a kind. Wren Sinclair rolled out of the way. And she rolls up Kelani Jordan for the 1-2, and Kelani Jordan kicks out. Now what is Wren Sinclair going to do next? Oh. Uh-oh. Kelani Jordan doing a submission once again. Oh, you got a lower body submission applied to Wren Sinclair. Oh, Wren just tapped. Darn, Kelani Jordan just tapped Sinclair. And here I thought this was a Speed Women's Championship match, and it wasn't. I just realized it wasn't. Got Shiloh Hill, Tatum Paxley, and Lizzie Rain again. Oh, God. It's Tristan Angels. He said, Hapashango. Bro, I'm skipping this dark stage. So I'm getting tired of it. We'll be live for Evolve tomorrow. I'm going to be live for that show. The card looks better than last week. How many of y'all still here? No, you're not doing this to me again. You're not doing this to me again. Well, at least we're not getting no Cam Hendricks, hopefully. Yeah, Dark State got some explaining to do, man. We're gonna get through this shit anyway. See what they got to say about him turning on Shaquan and attacking him. He said, y'all looking surprised, bro. Y'all looking at me crazy, says Osiris. Bro, I'm not listening to this shit. Dude. They're only talking about Shaquan, dude. I ain't about to listen to all them excuses Dark Steak making about Shaquan, man. And I ain't about to listen to Shaquan making excuses about Dark State either. Because this shit needs to get off TV. Nobody cares. Oh, yeah. Banger alert. Sean Legacy versus Dorian. It's a 3 time limit, so let's see how fast these guys can go. Yeah, the question is Sean Legacy back to 100%? That's the main question. Bro, what kind of theme song did they give Dorian? I don't know what kind of theme song that is, but it don't sound good. We just went over why every single town their old CFO as theme song back. This theme song sound like it came out. It came in of a darn bean bag. That's what it sound like. Sound like somebody beatboxing in the background. Not too many people watching NXT tonight. I see. Can't blame them. Never know if NXT is going to be a good show or a bad show. Yet you got all these positive accounts online saying that NXT is a great show every week. Not every week NXT is a great show. Not every week. Some weeks NXT is a solid show. Other weeks NXT is fucking mid garbage. Yep, I just seen that Stephanie is no longer being advertised for upcoming house shows in Europe as she recovers from injury. All the more reasons why the Raw Women's division is dead. It's not her fault though. This falls on the administration and TKO. Oh, strong legacy. The Hurricane Rana. Oh, please hit the thumbs up, y'all. Share the screen so we can get more people in here. It feels dead tonight already. I know the stream crashing got y'all. Trust me, it got me too, and it also had me pissed off. Aaron Ward could be defending his Evolve Men's Championship tomorrow night against Tristan Angels. You got Wendy Chu and Laney Luck versus Nikita Lyons and Shalon Jacobs tag match. And then Harlan Luis versus Braxton Cole. Dude, there was a tie in the men's tournament between Sean Legacy and Dorian. Dude, they just said it's a draw, and they said both men, both Legacy and Van Dux is eliminated. Damn. Dang. Well, so much for a winner in this match. NXT tonight. Yeah, she better be looking over her shoulder. Make sure they ain't trying to come in the ring and ambush her. NXT's been a solid show so far tonight. I'm kind of shocked. Shocked and not shocked at the same time. Just like Monday Night Raw was a solid average B plus show last night. Shows are starting to get better, starting to pick back up again. Hopefully the shows stay passing next week and not failing. And not going back to the failing part. You know, I would hate to see Raw and NXT deliver a mid-show next week and then be back at the drawing board. No, that's not what I want to see. That's not what I want. So we got this NXT debut of Layla Diggs, and she said Natty is going to be in her corner, but yet Natty hasn't came out. There she is. Layla Diggs, I'm not gonna lie, she has gotten better and evolved. I've seen her matches. As long as you don't say nothing weird on commentary, as long as you don't say no weird shit on commentary. Hey. What we doing? We're getting close to catching up with the show finally, folks. Oh, thankfully. Oh, rolls up Jaida Parker and kicks out. Best matches of the night so far has been Kelani Jordan versus Wren Sinclair and Dorian Van Dux versus Sean Legacy. Those have been the best things of the show, of the entire show so far, right now. Fuck that dark state stuff, dude. I'm getting tired of that. Tired of seeing that on TV. Need to find them something new. Need to find them something fresh and new to do, man. I mean, it's not their fault. They're being told to do this stuff on TV. Get ran Twitter my thoughts on Wren Sinclair versus Kelani Jordan right now. Parker versus Layla Diggs. So apparently, Lola Vice and Pilot Armstrong are clearly not friends because they had got into an argument with one another before the speed tournament between Legacy and Duke. Oh, dude. OTM versus the Culling is giving mid-C filler right now. Same with Shiloh Hill versus Charlie Dempsey. All right, what you gonna do next, Jada? Ooh, she hit the deja vu to Layla Diggs. But you better turn around because Natty might come in the ring and try to get you from behind. Gotta keep your eyes on her. Yeah, I bet he is. I bet he is. Sure thing. They'll pass you Tony D'Angelo. Layla Diggs is going to be a pretty interesting name to keep an eye on for WWE to keep an eye on in the future. NXT Women's North American Championship written all over her. I think she should go for the NXT North American Championship first whenever she gets put on NXT. Layla Diggs has gotten better in the ring. I'm not gonna lie. She really, I mean, the community is not lying about Layla Diggs. I can clearly see it. I can absolutely agree with that. I just don't agree with this dark state stuff we're seeing on here. I wonder what everybody else in the internet roster community on Twitter X had to say about the segment. Talking nation. Why does it keep doing that? There we go. The way I look at this dark state shit, Shaquan is better off on his own at this point. All right, what we got next? I got Tony D'Angelo, the NXT champion in the ring. He said for the past month or so, we had an influence of new, young, hungry faces at NXT. Makes NXT a little more predictable. Then he says, but next week, he goes one on one with the new hotshot, Cam Hendricks. Oh, great. They're going to have Cam Hendricks on the show next week. Man, I cannot wait to not watch Cam Hendricks' performance. Uh-oh, he says, I want to talk about somebody that's randomly appearing in my space. I'm guessing he's talking about Evil, Naraku. Oh, there he is. Oh, really? Oh, really, Vince? Things got very interesting with Naraku coming out. Oh, really? I wonder what you find interesting about Evil from New Japan Pro Wrestling. Oh God, man, we got Cam Hendricks coming out. Likes Cam action. Yeah, fucking break. Likes Cam action my ass. He said, "You're confident. You're confident. You're arguing, man." The crowd ain't vibing with Cam Hendricks, and I don't blame him because he's fucking terrible. They need to repackage Cam Hendricks and get him to something new. And it's my skills. It's even worse. Naruto just took out Cam, and he said he's here to protect Tony D'Angelo. Now we got Taviana Miles born. Uh-oh. Now we got Dark State attacking the whole men's locker room, including Tavion Heights and Miles Bourne. This some crazy shit. There's Fraxium. Another terrible Death Rebel theme song. Boy, WWE has got to keep pushing to get rid of Death Rebel, dude. They got to keep pushing to get their CFOS theme songs back. What shit ain't it, dude? One thing's for sure, this match is going to be something. Unless Nathan Frazier uses his speed to his advantage. Yeah, Strong XC versus Dorian Dukes. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This shit was a 3-minute clock. This shit was sloppy, dude. Time limit drew. Need a rematch with no clock. Wren Sinclair and versus Kelani was clearly better than this match tonight. I mean, think about it. If they went 1-on-1 without a time limit, this match was a 1-on-1, and they weren't participants in the speed tournament, it would probably do better than Kelani versus Wren, maybe, without them being in the speed tournament. Yeah, what we had was not only a not only we saw Lola Vice and Kylie Armstrong, but we also had a Shiloh Hill, Pam Paxley, Lizzie Rain, and Tristan Angel segment. That's what it was. It was another one of them segments, but those four again on the same screen. We got Romeo versus Nathan Frazier happening right now. We got both men on the ground. This ends in a draw again to defend his title. It kind of screams the speed tournament shouldn't be anywhere to begin with. The speed brand is no more on Twitter X. They ended that shit years ago. All right. Romeo won. So now he'll be facing Lexus King for the WWE Men's Speed Championship. I wonder if they're getting ready to turn Spears babyface. They have not been showing Spears that much lately. But I finally caught up with the show. Yay! I'm gonna pin that up there so y'all can see. NXT is getting ready to show some of the matches for Clash in Italy. It's the first pretty live event of this year. Well, the first brand new pretty live event.
Sean Spears just came from behind and hit both of them with a chair. She told Thea Hall off. Carly Armstrong did. I wonder if we're getting a Lizzie Reigns Zarya feud in NXT. What looks like this is what we're getting. This may be the start of that. Oh Lord, we got Birthright in the ring. Oh, that's because we're getting Charlie Dempsey versus Shiloh Hill. Wow. I'm surprised they didn't attack Jaida Parker from behind her. After Layla Diggs. So we got Shiloh Hill versus Charlie Dempsey. Oh boy, I can't wait to be faced. Can't wait to not be faced. Put my camera back on here in a few minutes. All right, go back in the kitchen again. Charlie Dempsey with the upper rights, the European uppercuts to Shiloh Hill. Shiloh Hill is trying to do a suplex, but Charlie Dempsey is preventing him from doing that. Oh, wait. Wow. No, like a power driver from Shiloh Hill to Charlie Dempsey. Whatever that move that Charlie Dempsey or Shiloh Hill did, Charlie Dempsey kicked out of it quick. This commentary knows the shit out of me. This commentary and Booker T on this shows. Both men are down. Charlie Dempsey with a German. Big boot by Shiloh Hill to Charlie Dempsey. A forearm to Shiloh Hill by Charlie Dempsey. Yeah, ooh. Big knee lift, man. Shiloh Hill just rolled up Charlie Dempsey. What a pin. I kid you not. That's what I just saw. I'm not joking. Talk about another superstar that needs his gimmick training. It's fun. Are they turning Sean Spears babyface? NXT's on commercial again. So we'll be right back commercial. This feels like a solid low B minus NXT tonight. Not gonna lie to y'all. What are y'all's thoughts on NXT so far tonight? Let me know in the live chat so you can let me know on Twitter. Glad to see that Fauci got TV time, but they should be getting it on the main roster. Oh, the tag division on both brands are dead. Still. God, we gotta watch the terrible Cam Hendricks go up against Tony D'Angelo. Cam Hendricks is fucking terrible, dude. They really got to repackage him and change his gimmick. His mic skills are even worse. I've said it earlier. Now we got Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights versus Dart State. This is looking like a mid-average show. The biggest match of NXT is Lizzie Rain versus Zarya for next week. That's going to be the match highlight of the night. I'm telling y'all right now, giving y'all a heads up that NXT is either going to be a mid-average C+ show or a solid low B- show. I'm looking at the card for next week's NXT already. Here we go. Main event, Tom. I'm not sure. We got our main event match happening right now. Oh, now TM comes out. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. Only reason why OTM comes out is the only reason why they came out is because Sean Spears came out and hit both of them with the chair. I mean, it's only fair. It's only right for them to come out.
Now Izzy has nobody but herself now. Great. Man, she really just when you think she really needs Sean Spears and Nico at ringside, OTM comes out and jumps them from behind, getting their payback on Sean Spears. And sends Lola Vice all the way to the corner. Lola Vice holding her back. Hit real hard in the corner. You got the Lola Vice chance and Izzy Sub chance. I heard that from the crowd. Also, Izzy's gonna get the sub chance because she's a heel. If she's a baby face, it would be different. She wouldn't be getting no sub chance. Uh oh. Izzy is applying a submission to Lola Vice. Will Lola Vice get out of it?
Did they just say Lola's trying to get some feeling into her hand? Mm. Oh! Oh, Izzy just put the referee down by mistake. And both women are down. Mistake that she made putting the referee down. Lola Vice had she reversed. She knew that was coming. She got out the way quick. Uh-oh. We got Izzy and Lola going at punches. Ooh, spinning kick by Lola. Another one. That's the third one. And there's a oh. Back fist. Oh, Izzy Dame kicked out. She kicked out. Oh Lord. Lola kicked out from what Izzy Dane just did to her. Looking to put it into Lola Vice. Uh-oh. Lola Vice just applied a submission to Izzy. Is he trying to fight it? Is he trying to fight it? Is he trying to fight it? She's trying to get out of it. Oh, back fist. Spinning back fist again. That's the second one. And Lola Vice retains. Lola Vice retains and stands tall with the NXT Women's Championship to close the show, hopefully. Hopefully, she stands tall. You better watch her back, though. Kyla Armstrong might come out and attack her out of nowhere from behind. Oh, Shaquan was seen standing on top of the one of the building things, watching on. All right, I'm back, folks. I'll go ahead and go over my overall thoughts and grade on NXT Season 20, Episode 21, and then we'll go over the good parts and bad parts coming out of the show, and why the creative writing and booking team still needs to improve this year. What kind of better gimmicks and promos NXT needs to give male, female talents like Tristan Angels and Cam Hendricks. And setting the record straight on what kind of solid B plus or good A shows we need every Tuesday nights on NXT. And what the highlight of the night, match highlight of the night, will be for NXT Season 20, Episode 22. There's only one answer to that question. You guys are going to find out. Now, NXT was a solid low B- show tonight, in my opinion, from watching the whole thing. It's because only a few things actually hit. Kelani Jordan versus Wren Sinclair. Kelani Jordan versus Wren Sinclair. With Kelly out there was a strong opener. It's one of the best things of the entire night. Kelani still that workhorse. Wren took a beating, but looked tough coming in and out of the match. And Kento's presence adds something. Lola Vice checking on Wren made sense. After that match he had with Kelani Jordan, then Kyla Armstrong pulls up saying she's watching the title match tonight. That's how you build multiple women's stories in one segment without wasting time. Good stuff by NXT there. Speed tournament delivered. Again, Nathan Frazier versus Romeo Moreno. Romeo Moreno was nonstop. Unreal flow. Ankle, tweak spot, superplex. Then Romero steals it with 2 seconds left. That's how you use 3 minutes in a speed tournament. Even though the speed titles should not be on television, even though the speed tournaments shouldn't be happening at all, because WWE got rid of the speed brand long time ago. It shouldn't even be existing this year on television. Anyways, Tony D'Angelo calling out Naraku worked. Those two have chemistry. Naraku saying he'll protect Tony until they war for the title. That's money. Sounds to me like Tony D'Angelo and Naraku feud is getting a lot better now than what it did when it actually first started. Then Cam Hendricks shows up and kills the vibe. Worst fucking gimmick on the show. Worst promos. Can't talk. Can't connect. Main event with Lola Vice and Izzi. Had a good action early. Then it got overbooked to hell. Ref bump was sloppy. Big boot with the belt. Double spinning back fist to finish. It made Izzi look weaker. Not going to lie, it did. Then she should have especially already pinned Lola before. She should have, especially when she already pinned Lola before, and everything else, very mid-C filler or straight garbage. Dark State explaining the Shaquan Sugar's attack was just words. Then they jumped Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights backstage. Dude, we've seen this shit 10 fucking times already on this show. That's why I say that's one of the many reasons why I say I'm tired of this dark stage stuff. They need to find these guys something new to do, man. If you're not gonna book or use dark state correctly on TV, just split these guys up and let these guys have a singles run on NXT before they get called up to the main roster. Simple as that. Because the booking for dark state's been bad. The storyline is awful. Yeah, they need to do better with Dark State because as of right now, creative is not doing better with these guys. They're not. I will say this. Shaquan Sugar is better off on his own at this point. They should have broke up. You know what? They should have did a Dark State breakup storyline. These guys should not even be together. They should all be singles competitors. They shouldn't even be together. They should have just broke up Dark State altogether from the beginning. Because this shit for them and this faction shit for them ain't working. It's really not. It's getting boring and stalling. It's time for something new, man. Jaida Parker versus Layla Diggs with Natty had no heat. Sean Lacey versus Dorian in that speed tournament match was forgettable. Charlotte Hill begging Zarya to sign his petition was comedy that didn't really land. And don't get me wrong, he's a really solid talent. He's funny, but that match between him and Charlie was not good. Not gonna lie. It's the way the booking was with that match. And it's not, and that's not the only thing. Zarya shutting him down felt like a waste of her time. And then you got Sean Spears attacking OTM with a chair just to only cancel the match. I mean, this was just lazy. This was just lazy booking right here, man. Lazy writing and booking by NXT creative, by the NXT writers. Kylie telling Thea Hall she's winning both women's titles made Thea look dumb as hell. Speaking of Shiloh Hill versus Dempsey, it was not only a bad match, but two guys also worked different matches. Dempsey got no-sold. Then Tristan Angels interrupts with that awful gimmick that he still has, that they need to freaking rearrange and change. They need to give him a better gimmick because that gimmick's just not it. That gimmick is not going to get him over on the main roster. They need to change it. Give him something else. I'm telling you what I know. Trust me. I'm telling y'all what I know now. Tristan Angels. Yeah. This was bad. This was bad to set up a Mr. NXT pageant bro. Mr. NXT pageant. What the heck that is, I guess we'll find out next week. I can tell you right now, this sounds Z garbage. This sounds awful. I don't like the sound of that. They can do better with Charlotte Hill. That don't make no sense. Shouldn't Bro be technically NXT North American champion already or NXT champion? Something, man. You got Charlotte Hill as your top babyface, and all you got is a feud with Tristan Angels? Really? That's all you got for Charlotte Hill. Tells you everything you need to know about how NXT feels about Charlotte Hill, man. How they look at Charlotte Hill. Yeah, that's sad. Charlotte Hill should be the guy that should be on the street right now. He should be winning and losing the next winning the other week and then losing the next week again. But they need to do better with hooking him and him win.
he deserves so much better in NXT. He really does. He's a solid talent, man. He's funny. He's a solid talent. He's not a bad talent, dude. Like, I don't know why they keep booking him in these nothing matches against these waste of time talent that's not getting him over. Honestly, Tristan Angels is not only is his gimmick awful, not only he's bad on the mic, but he is also unbearable on the mic as well. So yeah. Solid low B- because the highs were real, but the lows were absolutely horrendous. NXT can't keep doing 4 good things and then 10 bad things and expect us to call it a great show. Then you got all these accounts in Corey Hayes' tweets and his comments saying, "Oh, it's a pretty good show. Oh, it was a great show." Yeah, when it actually is, but when it's not, they still say it's a great show. When it's not a great show, I'm going to say it's not a great show. If it's a great show, I'm going to say it's a great show. If it's a solid show, I'm going to say it's a solid show. If it's a mid garbage show, I'm going to say it's a mid garbage show. And if it's terrible, it's terrible. I'm going to tell like it is. This is the IWN YouTube channel. We don't say every week, "Oh, it's a good show. It's a good show. It's a good show." You're not going to always hear that from me. And these shows are not always good. Some weeks the shows are good, other weeks the shows fail. Well, that wasn't the case tonight, luckily. And it definitely wasn't the case for Monday Night Raw last night, because Monday Night Raw was a solid average B+ show. One of the more solid Monday Night Raws that I've ever watched. Like I said last night, it was better than those 2 Monday Night Raw mid-seat garbage shows we got before that one. Yeah. We're going to explain the good parts and the bad parts in a minute, but there's something else I want to mention too. I'm trying to think what it is. Something else I wanted to say. Oh. Not only was NXT tonight a solid low B- show, it also proved that it was better than last week's NXT. I was literally right when I said this episode was better than last week. Slightly better than last week's. Slightly. It wasn't like a solid B or a solid B+ show this week tonight. I was thinking it was going to be a solid B because I put out my predictions and said it was going to either be a solid low B- or a solid B. It ended up being a solid low B-. So from watching the show, from grading everything on here, you know. Anyways, let's go over the good parts and the bad parts. We already went over all the matches, but this is okay. It's not the same as my overall thoughts and grades that I went over on this entire show. Going over good parts and bad parts coming out of NXT season 20, episode 21 is different than going over my overall thoughts and grade on NXT season 20, episode 21. I just thought I'd bring that up so y'all don't get mixed up. So it doesn't get mixed up, so y'all don't get confused. So the good parts was Kelani Jordan versus Wren Sinclair, obviously. This match kicked off the show with intensity. Wren's toughness is landing, and you had Kelani's timing, which was elite. Of course, Kendall Gray's involvement gave that story legs.
The Lola, Kelani, or not Kelani, but Kylie. I don't know why I said Kelani. I just said Kelani. Oh, jeez. The Lola, Kylie, and Wren backstage piece was smart continuity. It really was. I really loved what I saw coming out of this. 3 women's stories in 45 seconds. This was solid stuff with the Lola, Kylie, and Wren backstage pieces. Nathan Frazier versus Romeo proves that the speed can work when you trust the talent. That finish was a real shock, and Romero felt like a star for 3 minutes. I didn't mean to say Romeo the first time. I meant to say Romero the first time. At least I said it the second time. At least I got it right this time. But Tony D'Angelo and Naraku's face-to-face had real emotion. That's a future takeover level match. If they build it right, WWE NXT creative and writers, Triple H, TKO, administration. Lola Vice versus Izzi before the overbooking had hard-hitting chemistry. Now, check this out. Izzy's power versus Lola Strikes. We've been booking this guy like shit. Calling out Jackson Drake, it gives the younger guys something. Finally, they actually give Tate Wilder something. Actually, I think we're finally going to see that they don't book him like crap anymore. I hope. Because if they do again, I'm still going to call it out. I call out what I see. If I see something that's wrong, getting terrible, I'm going to call it out. Regardless. Because it needs to be mentioned. It needs to be addressed. It needs to be corrected. The problem needs to be solved at the end of the day. Zarya telling Charlotte Hill she's focused on the NXT Women's North American title kept her pointed in the right direction. Bad parts was Dark Age promo. Their promos are circular. Attack someone, cut a promo about it. Attack again, no escalations. Basically the same old stuff we get from Dark State every Tuesday nights. That's why I say it's getting boring and it's stalling. They need something new. Give them something new or split up the whole faction. Break up the whole faction altogether. Jaida Parker versus Layla Diggs. I hate to say it, but this match meant nothing. Layla Diggs does have potential, though. She has been getting better on Evolve. I have watched her matches. She is someone that NXT needs to. She is a talent that NXT needs to keep an eye on. I absolutely think she deserves to get called up to the NXT Women's roster. I think she's ready for the roster, honestly. She has everything that a woman needs. She has everything that an NXT women's talent needs, man. Now they just need to make sure she's ready for the main roster for years to come. Hopefully they book and use her right. That's why these accounts online keep saying stocks. 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 You know, like the stocks. The lows and the stocks, you know. I don't know nothing about that, but no stakes, no build. Crowd was dead. Absolutely dead silent. John Legacy versus Dorian Van Dux was speed filler that made nobody. Cam Hendricks is a disaster, dude. Every time he talks, the segment dies. It does. The gimmick doesn't fit. The promos are wooden, and putting him with Tony kills Tony's momentum. Easily. Shiloh Hill versus Charlie Dempsey was strikingly broken. Dempsey looked weak. Hill looked like he was in a different match. Same with Dempsey, and the only point was to set up a pageant or pageant or whatever the heck this is. They sound good. Trish is the annoying act next to it. Literally is. I don't care who's a fan or who's not a fan of this guy. I'm telling you my opinion about him right now. This guy cannot promo. Gimmick makes no sense. He sucked the air out of the show. What more y'all want me to say about this guy? John Spears, chair shot to cancel OTM versus the Culling was, like I said, once again, lazy booking. I didn't say this once, I said this twice. If you want heat, have the match and do the beatdown after. Don't do the beatdown and not have the freaking match first and then have the beatdown. Well, it was only a beatdown and not a match, but they should do a match first and then beatdown as well. It's the point I'm trying to make. The whole point of it. It's what it should have been. Kylie Armstrong's quote on winning both titles line buried Thea whole for no reason. Sorry I'm wasting time with Shiloh Hill's petition spot made her look small. Too many segments, not enough matches that matter. Not enough matches that matter here, man. Now, why the creative writing and booking for NXT still needs to improve this year, I have the answers. It's simple. It's because NXT is stuck in the middle and it's not developmental anymore. It's not the black and gold anymore. It's still the silver. It's still black and silver right now. Fortunately, it's never going back to black and gold, which sucks. Black and gold was the greatest NXT of all time. It was the greatest NXT era ever. Might as well say best era in WWE history. Altogether. But yeah, it's not developmental anymore, dude. It's not a true third brand either. The creative is booking week to week instead of building months out. You get a hot angle like Tony Aranku, then it's over for 3 weeks because Cam Hendricks has to get TV time. You got Lola Izzi having a good program, then the finish is blown for referee bump and belt shot that helps nobody. The writing doesn't trust the audience. We don't need Darcy to explain an attack we saw. You got to show us why it matters next week. We don't need Shawn Spears to cancel a match with a chair shot. Let OTM fight, lose, and chase revenge. That's how you build sympathy. The women's division is Lola, Kelani Jordan, Kylie Armstrong, Kayla Gray, Thea, Lyra, and Lizzie Ray. All of this I'm going over is in my notes. This is me. This is all my opinions. By me. The booking keeps giving us 50-50 exchanges and random interruptions. They need to pick directions and stick with them because too many gimmicks are DOA. Tristan Angels as what a pageant host. Cam Hendricks is a guy who just sent up some bad promos. If the character isn't getting over in 3 weeks, hold it. Stop forcing. The filler has to stop. If a match isn't advancing a story,
or making a new star cut it. They'd rather have 6 segments that mean something than 12 that mean nothing. And another thing we're going to talk about, we're going to go over why NXT, in my opinion, needs to stop rushing their shows and take their time. We're going to go over that here in a little bit too, before we get on out of here. Okay. Yeah. They really do. The point is, stop forcing it. The filler has to stop. If a match isn't advancing, man, if it's not really advancing a story or making it a new star, they really need to cut it for real. At this point, we'd rather have 6 segments that mean something than 12 that mean nothing. NXT has the best in-ring roster in wrestling. The creative needs to match that. Right now, it's a solid low B minus brand putting on solid low B minus shows when it should be a consistent A. Now, what kind of better gimmicks and promos NXT needs to give male and female talents like Tristan Angels and Cam Hendricks? First of all, scrap the gimmicks that made the crowd grind. Tristan Angels doing a Mr. NXT pigeon, like I said, is comedy, but it isn't funny. If you want him over, you got to give him something real. Because I feel like they didn't. This wasn't real. This wasn't real. I just don't think it was. I mean, he's got a look, but you got to make him a narcissistic influencer type, like who thinks NXT is beneath him. You got to cut promos about how the fans don't deserve him, how he's only here to get to the main roster that gets heat. Because right now he's just annoying without a purpose. You got to teach him to promo in 30-second bursts. No more 3 minute, no more 3 minute stuff that dies. No more of that. Cam Hendricks, he has no character, dude. He just shows up and talks slow. If you're gonna keep him near Tony D'Angelo, make him Tony's jealous younger cousin who thinks Tony stole his spot. Give him a motivation or make him a silent enforcer first. Let him beat people for weeks, no mic time. Earn the right to talk. Forcing bad promos is killing him. For women, stop giving them backstage jokes. Zarya doesn't need to be in petition seconds. She's a kid. Let her talk on 20 seconds direct. I want the North American title. I'm taking done. That's it. That's all you got to do. Thea Hall doesn't need to be confused by Kylie's goals. You got to make Thea the underdog who's tired of being overbooked. That's real. You got to let her snap on the mic. Across the board, gimmicks need stakes, promos need conflict. The characters wouldn't survive on Raw or SmackDown. It won't survive on NXT. Build characters with a clear one, a clear obstacle, and most importantly, a clear reason for the fans to care or boo. No more pigeons. No more random interruptions. Give us real people with real problems. Why NXT needs to start rushing their shows and take their time. NXT feels like a TV show sprinting through bullet points instead of a brand telling stories. They're rushing and it's killing momentum before it starts. They're slacking cards like it's house show instead of episodic TV. 12 segments in 2 hours. That's 10 minutes for entrances, match, post match, backstage, cutaway. Nobody breathes. Even though why did I say card? Even though Kelani Jordan versus Wren was one of the best things of this entire show, it could have been a 12-minute TV classic that makes both women. Instead, it's a 6 minutes because we gotta get to Shiloh Hill's petition bit and a dark state run-in. Slow down. Slow down. Give the match that matters time. It earns. Number 2, Angles die from lack of oxygen. Tony D'Angelo and Naraku. We're going back to that again, yes. Because I have some other things to say about it. It had real emotion face to face. They should have been the close of the show with a contract signing next week and a stare down the week after. Instead, Cam Hendricks interrupts 90 seconds later. The crowd checks out. Another thing about this is that you can't build takeover matches in 4 minutes of TV time. You got to let the story marinate. Simple as that. Rushing buries characters at the end of the day. Tristan Angels isn't over because, like I said, he was thrown into that gimmick. That awful gimmick with 3 minutes of bad mic time. They're supposed to care. If NXT really believes in this guy, don't you think they would give him a 2-month arc? Vignettes, a squash, a confrontation, then a real promo? Live chat. Don't you think they would give him that? All that? I think they would have. Right now, it's a debut flop. Move on. Same with Cam. You rushed him into his title scene he's not ready for. And then you got the women's division being clipped. Lola and Izzi. Going back to that again. They had a clean, hard-hitting story. Don't get me wrong. Power versus strikes. But again, this is the last time I'm saying this. You rushed the referee bump. Belt shot, double finisher, finish in 9 minutes. That match needed 14. Let Izzy get 2 near falls. Let Lola fight. Let Lola fight from underneath. It's that simple. And the finish means something, and you can run it back. And then number 5, you gotta, come on, man. Rushing creates lazy shortcuts. Come on, man. Really? Sean Spears cheering OTM to cancel a match isn't heat, man. Listen, I looked at this as a commercial break. If you take your time, you book OTM versus the Culling. Spears causes them. OTM chases revenge, like I said earlier, for a month. And now you basically got a tag feud. And the audience cannot invest when you don't. We know when you're killing time. Everything with Jaida versus Layla, Sean versus Dorian, and Zarya was nothing more than filler.
threw in because you were rushing to fill 120 minutes. Cut 3 of those, give Nathan versus Romero 2 more minutes. Give Tony and Naraku a real 8-minute promo. Let Thea Hall cut a 90-second unscripted response to Kylie Armstrong instead of looking confused. Taking your time means trust. Trust the roster, trust the segments. This is to the NXT writers and the people that book the show. And the creative. The person that runs the NXT creative. That's in charge, You gotta trust that fans will come back next week for it. Raw and SmackDown, they've learned this and they haven't at the same time. Their A shows have 5-6 things, but here lately, Raw and SmackDown has been giving us the same old stuff for weeks and weeks and weeks, even though Raw continues to do better than SmackDown. SmackDown is way below the list right now. They are doing the absolute worst. And AEW's been doing so good that I might put them as number 1 on my WWE TV ranking list, really, and just put Raw at number 2. I might just switch the list. I have not had one bad thing to say about AAA right now. Maybe outside of a tiny few things. NXT has best workers in the company, top to bottom. They just got to stop ending them like TikToks, If Rain versus Zarya is the highlight next week, you give it 15, build it with a sit-down interview, and pay it off clean. That's how you pretty much get solid B+ to good A shows every Tuesdays. Because right now you're basically running a marathon at a sprint pace. That's what they're basically doing. They need to slow down and book like it matters. Book like their brand matters, and the product gets better overnight. Simple as that. Now let's go ahead and set the record straight on what kind of solid B+ or good A shows we need every Tuesday night on NXT. So we already went over why NXT needs to stop rushing their shows and take their time. And then after that, that's going to be it. I'm going to end it right there. A solid B+ A NXT simple, 7 segments, 5 matter. Open with a match that sets the tone. Like, for an example, like Kelani versus Wren quality. That's what I mean by open with a match that sets the tone. Quality matches like that. Second segment should be a promo that advances 2 stories at once, like Kylie and Wendy. So, this was good stuff like that. The third was a speed or a breakout match. Please, for God's sake, let Romero and take Wilder cook. Rousey are not really on NXT. They're on the main roster. They should be booked more on the main roster than NXT. They shouldn't even be on NXT. Frazier shouldn't even been in that tournament. He's not even an NXT talent. But the match itself was solid at the end of the day. And number 4 is your main angle, man. When it comes to Tony and The Rock, no Cam. 5th is the women's division, like I said, with stakes. Not Jade versus Layla for nothing. You got your Heat segment, Dark State, but with a twist we didn't see coming. Main event is a title match or number 1 contender match with a clean finish, unless it leads to a bigger story. Every match needs a reason. Every promo needs a consequence. No 8-person brawls to the back that leads nowhere. No chair shots to cancel matches. No 3-minute comedy with petition gimmicks if it doesn't get a reaction or build to next week. Cut. The highlight of the night for NXT Season 20, Episode 22. This is where the Izzi Dame and Zarya fans need to be listening, because it's obviously Izzi Dame versus Zarya. That's going to be the match highlight of the night. The women's division has been on a roll on NXT. They continue to win over the men's division, continues to do better over the men's division. Meanwhile, the NXT men's division continues to be weak and tough. For next week's NXT Watch Along, we're going to go over the good and bad parts coming out of next week's NXT. We're also going to go over why NXT needs to stay more focused on the men's division and what they need to do to make the men's division on NXT stronger. And how good the booking and the writing and creative needs to be for every single male talent on that roster. Now, look at the card for next week. You got Tony D versus Cam Hendricks. Yeah. I can see this match landing at either a mid-low C- or a mid-C. Not because of Tony Angelo, but because of one particular person that's in that match. I mean, it's not Cam Hendricks' fault. It's the gimmick that they already gave him. It's the terrible promos that they gave him to cut in the ring. Not him. He's being told to do all this stuff. Talent are being told to do everything. Just like GMs are being told to do everything by the administration, TKO, and by, the writers and the people that book the show. But this is definitely going to be mid with a ceiling because Cam can't go, man. He can't. Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights versus Dark State is another Hubs fight that we've seen before, believe it or not. But Izzi Dame versus Zarya, that's fresh. That's a first-time matchup right there. And I'm sure they've had a few matches against each other in the Indies and in Australia wrestling and stuff. Wrestling promotions down there in Australia and the UK. That's 2 powerhouses. That's 2 future main eventers right there. Zarya is on her path to the North American title. She's trying to prove. That match is the only thing on paper that's going to steal the show. Everything else looks mid. I'm telling you right now. Before next Tuesday even gets here. If NXT wants a good A show, they need 3 matches at that level. Not 1. That is the standard. That is what we need every Tuesday. And I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to close it. So, if y'all enjoy listening to me going on my overall thoughts and grade on NXT episode 21, man, let me know. We went over the good parts and the bad parts. Why the creative looking,
still needs to change this entire year. So we went over the good parts and the bad parts, but we also went over why the creative writing and booking for NXT still needs to improve. And what kind of better gimmicks and promos NXT needs to give male and female talents like Tristan Andrews. And also on why they need to stop rushing their shows and take their time. And setting the record straight on what kind of solid B plus or good A shows we need every Tuesday night on NXT. I went over all that, so y'all can rewind the stream. Make sure as soon as the NXT watch along gets processed and put on the channel that you cut on the closed caption. I'm telling this to all of my international audience, all of my international people that subscribe to my YouTube. The closed caption logo button at the top right is for y'all. It's not for the people in the US, it's for y'all. Now, if there is people in the US that are international, yeah, they can use it too. Like a lot of international people, they speak different languages. That's why I say it's more so for y'all. All you got to do is push audio translate and choose the language that you want to hear. When I talk, your original language is automatically the original language subtitles automatically going to pop up on there. Whether it's Spanish, Japanese, or Vietnamese, German, or even Turkish. There's all kinds of languages on there you can set it as. Anyways, folks, I appreciate y'all being here and listening. I wouldn't say it was a good time. It was a solid stream, but I wouldn't say it was a good time, though. Like I said, I enjoy some good things on NXT, not all of it. I just hope NXT realizes that their creative writing and booking needs a serious change. Like, seriously, it really does. I know they can do it, dude. I know they can. The shows haven't been that bad. It's just every week with NXT, there's some good things and there's some bad things. It's always that. Not everything's going to be good, not everything's going to be bad at the end of the day. But I'm still going to call it out for what it is. If it's good or bad, I'm still going to do it. I'm still going to explain why this and what needs to be done with that. And, you know, what needs to happen with this. You know what I'm saying? Because it's simple. I care about the WWE and I care about the male and female talent. I care about the shows, most importantly, and how they're written, produced, and booked. And how much talent, how much TV time it's getting, and how much TV time some talent are not getting and singing cable. And I care about everything WWE related. When it comes to my main favorite WWE male and female talents, well, you know, if they're getting booked like shit, you know I'm gonna call it out. If they book Stephanie like complete, like a jobber, you know I'm gonna call it out. She hasn't been booked like a jobber, thankfully. She's recovering. Yeah. The women's division is dead. We need Stephanie back bad. I'm talking about the women's division on Raw. The division on SmackDown has been dead for quite some time now. Yeah, it tells you everything you need to know about how the administration and TKO feels about the SmackDown women's division and how they view the division. the fact that they keep poorly booking Julia tells us how they feel about her too. Yeah, they need to move her to Monday Night Raw. They really do. SmackDown does not know how to book Julia. They don't. Anyways, folks, I'll see y'all live for Evolve. Don't forget, tomorrow we're going to go over everything that goes down on that show. We're going to go over the good and the bad. There might be some good and bad coming out of Evolve tomorrow, so be prepared. Don't let anybody tell you there's going to be mostly good and mostly bad. If there's good and bad, I'll let you know. If there's good, I will let you know. If there's bad, I'll let you know. If the show's mid, I will let you know. That's why it's important for y'all to have on y'all's notifications. That's why I make these watch-alongs important for everybody here. I don't tell stories. I tell the truth, man, when it comes to wrestling. I know my wrestling, dude. I watched wrestling since I was a kid. I know I've been saying this for years, but it's the truth. And I'm still watching it till this day and never stop watching it. But I'm finished, man. I'm out of here. Let's see. The next episode for Evolve. I'm trying to see. I did put out that schedule a few days ago. So yeah, this week's Evolve is episode 13. Like I said, this week's card looks better than last week's. Didn't really like last week's card too much. And that tells you everything you need to know about how I felt about last week's Evolve. Yeah, I wasn't too happy. But anyways, take care. Have a rest of y'all's Tuesday midnight. It's almost Wednesday, so make sure you have them covers on you, man. Have that fan. Summer is coming before you even. Summer will be here before you know. It's already been 80 and 90 something degrees here where I live, man. Oh, and then you got all these storms popping up in Florida and Atlanta and New York, all over the place, man. It's about to be that time of the season. Got like 3-4 more days for hurricane season start. Tell you one thing, everybody in the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean, man. Everybody living in those oceans better be prepared, man. I'm telling you. My Caribbean people better be prepared too. I'm telling you, man. No hurricanes ain't no joke. And tornadoes ain't either. Anyways, folks, see y'all for Evolve Season 2, Episode 13. I'm out of here. Peace.